Chipandwe Ngombe. I'm here on behalf, I'm sure if you've seen the program, I'm here representing Mr. Sande Silungwe, who works for Good Nature Agro. So I happen to work with him at Good Nature Agro, and we deal in legume seeds. So he asked me to come and present on his behalf, and the topic that was to be addressed by him is why use certified seed. I think if I remember correctly.
The importance, yes.
The importance of using certified seed. So just as a way of probably even interacting with you, I like, so that it's a discussion, I'm not preaching. What is certified seed? Maybe we start from there for the sake of those that may not know much. And adult education, as they say, there's no wrong answer. So what do we understand by certified seed?
We can start from what is a seed?
Yeah, maybe, great. Let's start from there. Yeah, maybe, even better. Yeah.
A seed.
Yes.
Yeah, a seed is a part of a plant that continues the life of its own kind. Yes.
Yeah, very good. He says the seed is part of the plant that continues its life. That's really good. So now if we put certified seed, then how would we then go about explaining that particular seed which is certified?
Yeah, we can basically say that it's a seed which has got a certificate attached to it.
A certificate, like an education one, eh? Okay,
Yes.
no, that's a good one. So I like how it says it's a seed that has the certificate attached to it, and indeed that's true, because certified seed comes with a certificate. The government actually certifies to say this is seed, and I think very well put. So certified seed is really seed that when you and I buy it, we have an assurance that it has gone through the regulations that government requires before anything can be planted as seed. So all seed companies in Zambia are mandated, it's actually law, there is actually a whole I have forgotten the legal words that these lawyers use. There's a whole law, I don't know if that's what they would say. There's a law governing the use and the processes involved in producing seed, marketing, and all other things that come after. So as a seed company, I'll talk about the process that we go through as Good Nature to produce certified seed, and then also touch on why it's important that we go through that process. So, of course, for seed to be planted as seed, it has to have been produced from what we call breeder's seed. So, I'm fortunate to be a plant breeder by profession, but I've turned into a marketeer, so now I just sell. But I have that background of plant breeding. And the plant breeding side of things is where we come up with crop varieties that are unique from what is already on the ground. So, once as a breeder, I have a variety, as we call it, which is unique. Then I can go to SCCI to say, can I release this seed? So I can't even just wake up and come and tell you in this room to say, buy this seed. It has to be released, or SCCI or the Seed Control and Certification Institute should verify that indeed what I'm promoting is unique from what has been there before. So that is a very basic first step. So once that is done, then once SCCI releases my variety, they are convinced that it's indeed unique and it qualifies to, it is suitable for farmers to use, it has got value for use and production. Then I can, as a breeder, start to, if I have a seed company, start to multiply that now so that I can sell to the ultimate end users. So there's what we call breeder's seed that's at the very beginning. And for legumes, I'll focus on legumes because that's the space I'm coming from for now. There's the breeder's seed, and then the breeder's seed moves to the basic seed, and sometimes those two are used interchangeably. And then it goes to C1, then C2, then C3, and then there's QDS. that's for legumes. So what happens is that as I trade, as we get to QDS or even C3 in some cases, it goes into the shops and agro dealers stock this. So because of the way our systems are, or the way that I think in our friends' countries, they're more developed countries, they have a different system where the onus is on the farmer, so they just call it truth in labeling. So I can show up and say this is seed, and the farmers are able to make the judgment themselves. But for us, the government tries to protect the smallholder farmers, especially from unscrupulous people. You know, people these days are trying to cheat people out of their hard-earned money. So what the government does then is that before I can sell something as seed, it has to go through the process of the government verifying that indeed it has been produced as seed should be produced. So of course, again, there are a number of processes. Government has to inspect a field that has been, grown as a seed crop, because you can't just grow anything and say, and tomorrow you wake up and say this is seed. No, it has to follow the processes as prescribed. In fact, we say seed is a prescribed product. It's just like medicine. So you can't just wake up and say this is seed. So after going through that process of being inspected, being verified that it's pure, and the germination at the end of it, or when the harvest is done, the tests for germination and purity and viability, many other tests are done to make sure that the farmer who will end up using that crop does not have issues. Now, why is this important? For one thing, like I said, there are a lot of people that would like to make money off of farmers who don't know much about this. So I can wake up and just come here with a bag and say this is certified seed. For somebody who doesn't understand, they'll buy it and then it will fail to grow and they won't have anywhere to go. So for that reason, certified seed, if you come to me as Good Nature, you buy my certified seed, it will have a certificate. So on this certificate, I wish I came with the label. It has a label. So that label carries the information that's on the certificate. So on this particular certificate, you can trace it all the way to the farmer that grew that seed, all the way to the inspector that said this is good seed. And there have been cases where seed companies have been sued because they have not, because the farmer grew something and the certificate said it should germinate up to 90%, but the farmer didn't get that. So for that reason, the farmers need to be protected, and you can actually, if you buy seed, it doesn't perform well, you can go to the seed company, show them that certificate, and they can track it through. And if at all there are any issues, in some cases, farmers have been compensated. So seed certification is important because then it helps you as the farmer be able to track it all the way to where it was produced. So if you have any issues, you can trace it more or less to even the field where that particular crop came from, even the farmer who grew that particular crop. So it's really, with certified seed, you have that power. So we always advise farmers, if you can, when you buy seed, make sure you keep the tag, because that's your only proof. Because you can come to Good Nature tomorrow and you say, I bought seed, and I'll say, no, you didn't. Where's the proof that you bought my seed? And also, there's a lot of counterfeit seed on the market. So anybody, like I've said, seed is very pricey. A 25 kg bag of seed for soya, for example, last year was going at 700 kwacha. So that's good money for unscrupulous people. So, they'll try and sell you something that's not seed. So again, as a farmer, you'd need to be clever enough to say you need to be able to see a tag. Like, where is the tag that's showing, where is the label that's showing that it's certified. If it doesn't have that label, then you have the power to question, to say this is not seed. You have that power to be able to reject anything being sold to you as seed which has no certifying label. And because of that, the certification process, it also ensures that you're planting clean seed. Clean in terms of diseases, because there are some diseases that are actually seed-borne. So you can get diseases into your field if you use seed that's not certified. So you need that, and also just to ensure that you're getting value for your money, the crop producers. Well, I'm sure we are all into farming because we want to be able to reap the benefits that come from growing whatever crop. So if you use certified seed, at least the one that we produce as Good Nature, and I want to believe our other colleagues are following the processes as well, you would be assured of the potential yield. So each of these varieties that we sell have what we call potential yield. For example, the soya variety that we work with has up to 3 metric tons per hectare of potential yield. Now, if you don't buy certified seed, that potential is already compromised because you don't know how many more times that particular seed or grain has been replanted, and so the potential yield is compromised because the genetics are not as pure, because the crop will only do as good as the genetics rather in that particular crop. And then also